Thanks for sticking around. Definitely want to make sure that we give Fabio some time to recover. Same as last time, I'll go to Fabio quick, and then I'll open up to the room. Fabio, first and foremost, I said the same thing to Frazer, man, but the entire boxing industry is talking about that show. One of the best fights they've ever seen. People are calling it definitely one of the best British title fights, but just an amazing fight all around. As someone that continues to excel in their career, man, to now put on that type of show, I mean, how do you feel?
Yeah, look, that fight, it was one for the books. I've said already that British title brings out a lot in people, and definitely between me and Frazer, it brought out the best in us. I think it was like you said there, it was a fight for the books, one for the histories, because we know how much that belt means to a lot of people and how much obviously means to me and means to us, and we put on a hell of a show.
Absolutely. Michael LaFoe joined us as well. Thank you for joining us. I'll ask a quick question to you as well. I mean, obviously you ride or die for Fabio. You obviously manage him and work with him, man. So watching that and seeing the reception of everything and just an instant classic, how do you feel?
Yeah, I share the same opinion. It was a classic. Both of them showed great grit and they grinded it out. I thought Fabio Wardley won by a point or two. When you look at the knockdown and the point deduction, I don't know how we can see a 115, 112. Thought Fabio won by a round, but yeah, he put in a fantastic effort and showed everybody why he's the champion, and why he will remain the champion for as long as he wants to be the champion.
Absolutely. Ben, you already spoke very highly of Fabio, but anything else that you want to say?
Yeah, just incredible. We knew he had heart. But to be that dangerous, even when he's hurting, and to keep coming, and it was special. And for both of them, to be honest, everyone got a classic. But those late rounds, when both of them are out of their feet and they just keep coming, I mean, Fabio's face was a sight to behold, and he just kept getting up, and at no point did I feel like Frazer didn't have to be careful. And that says a lot about Fabio. It was an unbelievable fight, and hopefully one that the fans will get to see again. But I'm just delighted they got such a classic.
Absolutely. To the room, anyone? Microphones can pass around.
Fabio, can I ask, how is your nose, and is it broken, and how painful was that in there to resist that?
Yeah, look, my nose has seen better days. It's not broken, it's just a consistent, like, I've had a scar on there for a while now that just keeps opening up, so yeah, it's not the most helpful in the middle of a fight, but it's not broken, it's perfectly fine.
Still look good.
Yeah, well, I won't in the morning.
It looked really painful. Can I ask how difficult that became to contend with?
Yeah, look, it was just more of an annoyance, to be honest. Just like blood getting in my mouth, blood getting in my eyes. That's more of it. Like when you're in the middle of a firefight like that, in a fight like that, you're not going, ouch, that punch hurts. Like, I'm just cracking on and trying to get the job done. So yeah, it was just more aggravating than anything.
We've seen Dillian in a really good British heavyweight title fight. Have you spoken to him about it? And has he told you what the fight he thought it was? Yeah, look, as soon as he got in the ring, he was just immediately telling me how proud he is, how much he loves me, how much he loved that fight, and well, maybe not how much he loved it, because he definitely cares for me and doesn't like to see me in those type of tear-ups, those kind of fights. But that is also part of the reason why he initially first picked me and took me under his wing, because he knew that was in me. He knew that heart was in me. I'm from the same cloth that he is. I'm built the same way he is. He's been in those wars and he's come up, and I'm going through them as well. So mine was going to come sooner or later. I don't want to be in too many more of them. I'm probably knocked off a few years of my life for that, but it's all in the name of a good bit of fun. And lastly, Frazer's come in here already and said he really wants a rematch. Is that the same for you?
Yeah, look, it's an option, isn't it? It's the fans are probably going to ask for that. I'm never going to count a draw as a win, but I've still got my belts, and there's still a lot of options on the table for me to look around. And whether it be the rematch, whether it be other options, whether it be something else, we'll take some time. I need 5 minutes or so, and then we'll reassess.
Fabio, congratulations on a brilliant performance. We'll just ask you the same question as just asked Frazer Clarke. Admittedly, you didn't get the win, but you were involved in one of, if not the best British heavyweight title fights that we've seen on these shores for many, many years. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, look, immensely proud. The performance itself, I'm not the most happy with. I did a lot of things wrong. I made a lot of mistakes, but it's all learning. I know I've had 16, 17 fights in this game now, or 18 with this one, but I'm still quite fresh. I'm still learning, and that fight definitely taught me a lot. So to be able to put on a performance like that, in terms of entertainment value for the fans, and just give the belt the respect it deserves to be fought for like that, is something I'm immensely proud of.
The opening rounds, first 3 or 4 rounds, it looked like you were having to deal with that lead hand from Frazer. Just how difficult was that, and how did you get past it?
Yeah, look, I was having to assess and take some time and look at things. In them initial rounds, he was actually a bit sharper than I thought he might be, and he came out pretty well and was shooting that jab away. And it had to take me some time to figure out some timing and stuff. But eventually, I did.
And final question for you is, I mean, it's been well documented in the build-up, the 4 white-collar fights and this and that. Just what does it mean to play your part in something like that, considering where you've come from? And I know it's part of the story that you've kind of tried to move away from, but it is relevant. How do you feel knowing how many people are watching this and going, I've done white-collar, I can do that? Yeah, look, that's something I pride myself on. No matter where, no matter how it's brought up, no matter how people speak about it, white collar is a part of me. It's where I started from. So I've always been extremely proud of it, and I've always wanted to be the person that someone can look towards and say, look, okay, I'm doing white collar, but if I love the sport, I'm dedicated, I'm committed, I want to give myself to it, I can have success in professional boxing. So to be able to carry that on my shoulders is something I'm hugely proud of and will always be. Congratulations again. Credit to British boxing.
Thank you.
Fab. Hello, mate.
Hey, mate.
First of all, that was crazy.
Yeah.
It was a crazy fight. Can you explain a little bit about what goes through your head when you're in a blood and guts war like that, and it's back and forth, and Ben said here, you look so dangerous, you look like you were on the brink of going out.
Yeah, I was worrying about my mum, I think. I was like, oh, she's not going to like this. I knew they were sat ringside, so I was like, they are not going to enjoy this one. But yeah, look, it's hard to even go on, because when you're in the thick of it, I'm just worried about what I'm trying to do, trying to avoid what he's doing, and your brain's constantly going. I'm constantly thinking and trying to come up with different ways and what works and what doesn't work. So I'm not too focused on everything else, and I'm focused on what's immediately in front of me.
We obviously speak about a rematch. We spoke in the build-up to this about how a fight at Portman Road would need to be a big, big fight. This rematch, if it happens, would be a big, big fight. It'd be even bigger. Is that something you'd like to see? I know the football club are up for it.
Yeah, look, Mark and everyone at the club, they've been huge supporters of me for a long time now, and came to the fight and has always backed me and supported me. So bringing a fight to Portman Road has been on the cards, and something I've been talking about for a long time. Whether it's the rematch or something else, one way or another, I'd like to tick that off before the end of my career.
Thanks, Fab.
Cheers, mate.
Fabio, I just asked Frazer the same question. I know it's a little bit soon after the fight, but what do you think is the biggest lesson that you learned after that fight?
Don't get punched too much in a fight, probably. I don't know. There's a lot of lessons to be learned in that fight, to be honest. Real kind of nuances in it as well. Small details of things I was messing up and not getting right, and consistently doing wrong in certain spaces as well. So look, I know I've had more professional experience, but ultimately I've only had a pair of gloves on my hands for about 7 years. So I'm always learning on the job. I'm always figuring out as I go along, and this is just another one of those. I took a few too many punches. I didn't come out of this one too pretty, but it's all lessons learned.
Was he as tough as what you expected as well?
Probably tougher, to be honest. I'll give him the credit for that he was tougher than I expected. When he went down, I thought, okay, cool, here we go, get him out of there. And he got up and weathered the storm, and I had him going 3 or 4 other times in the fight as well, and he weathered them and got through them. So look, credit to him for being a strong, brave man in that ring.
Fabio, sorry, over here.
Where are we? Yes.
Look, both you and Frazer deserve tremendous respect for obviously what you put on in the ring there. You said prior to the event that you like to visit that dark place and you was going to take him there. Do you feel like that you ended up in there a bit longer than you wanted tonight? And realistically, how many more of those can you go through?
Yeah, look, I was probably in there from the first bell, to be honest. It's not an ideal way to box. an ideal way to fight. It definitely takes some years off your life and worries the people around you. So it's not something I'm planning to do too often. But ultimately, there's value in it, knowing that it's there, knowing that I did it over 12 rounds, went through the fire, and carried through, and always had energy all the way through the fights to try and get him out of there and try and push it. Like, they're big boxes ticked.
Fabio, something that we've touched on before, obviously, and you've just touched on it there. Your coach, Robert Hodgins, as well. You've been on a massive journey together. How does it feel to reflect on the journey from white collar to headlining the O2 in a British classic?
Yeah, look, it's massive, isn't it? It's a hell of a story. A few more of those, and maybe Netflix will get on the phone and try and write something. It's massive for me. Like, even just on the walk up here, he was nudging me and bumping into me and saying, look where you are after 4 white collar fights. You headlined the O2, you stacked it out. There was 15,000 people in there to watch you. You're just a little old white collar fighter from Ipswich. So yeah, there's a lot to be proud of. And I'm also massively proud that I was able to bring my team with me as well. All the people you see around me have been with me from day dot, really. There's not too many new additions, not too many new faces, because I believe that along the journey, the people I trust, the people I love, the people that are with me from the start will be with me to the end.
Cool. Thanks.